chatting, but in this conversation with him, I was asking him if he could pinpoint like what he's done, if there's been like one or two things that really moved the needle to build the platform that he was able to launch his book from. Because if you haven't seen, his book was everywhere. It is everywhere. New York Times bestseller for however many weeks. Every big time influencer or news outlet, like just everybody who's anybody had a copy of his book, was talking about his book. He had this amazing platform that he launched from. And so what I'm curious about is how he built that platform. And in the conversation, he said, well, he was basically 4.5 years of just publishing content every day, from his, whether it be his Twitter or social media posts or his newsletter 2 times a week or whatever, for 4.5 years just writing and putting content out there. and that's what built the platform. But that still doesn't answer the big question, right? Because I write every day. I hit publish every day. I have my newsletter that I send out weekly. So it's not just the consistency. It's the subject that you're being consistent about. It's the direction that you're headed, the path that you're on. Because if you publish weekly about underwater basket weaving, you're probably not going to have the platform to stand on to launch a book like Sahil did. Maybe a book about underwater basket weaving, but that's not what you're trying to do. So the point is, you have to be consistent, but then you have to have clarity in what you're being consistent with, and that is in itself right there what I'm trying to figure out is what's my direction. And I think I kind of know. That's the tone of these videos, the mission behind transparency from the grind. But I don't know. I don't know if that is the path that I need to be on in order to build a platform like Sahil did. And you know what? I won't know until something happens or it doesn't. And so all I can do right now is, like he said, all I can do is be consistent. Right? Share, teach, lean into what really fires me up. Something that I'm passionate about, that I believe in, that I stand for. so, whether this is the end result or it's just a stepping stone in the direction that I'm trying to go, I have a vision of a community, of a group, of a tribe, of a movement for people that are in the same stage I am right now. They are trying to figure it out to gain some sort of traction. They're busy. They work a 9 to 5. They have a family. They have so many things going on. But they know that they are meant for more. And so they're building with that in mind, but they're not there yet. They understand the power of a personal brand, and they're just in the process of building it. They know that entrepreneurship is the path to owning your time, being in control of your schedule, having autonomy in your life. And they're doing everything that they can to build businesses in order to live that entrepreneurial life. This vision of a community has been in my mind for a while, but now I think it's time to build it. So what does it look like? I am not 100% sure. But I know that there needs to be a level of criteria, a selection process, keeping it tight with the right people, right personalities, all on a very similar mission and trajectory to be able to provide resources and connections and become a co-op of sorts where we're more powerful in our numbers, right? Like that us alone might not be able to go as far, but us together can do anything. This is for people that are trying to climb that first mountain. There's a lot of talk about the second mountain, and once you've made it, and then understanding, okay, what do you do next, and what's beyond that first level of success. Well, for those of us that are still trying to figure out how to get to that first level of success, we're still on that first mountain climb, and I would say most people are. And so we need to rally around that journey. I don't know if any of this strikes a chord, or if this sounds like something that you would want to belong to. But I believe that there is a crazy amount of value there that can be provided. It's just about figuring out the right people. So, Those are my morning musings. Let me know if anything stands out.